Hi, you guys. We're going to read the book called Evidence from the Past today. The world's biggest dinosaur. Rodolfo Coria worked with other paleontologists to find and identify this huge fossil bone. I felt like a mouse looking at the giant leg of an elephant. That's what Rodolfo Coria remembers about his first look at the huge bones of an unknown dinosaur. Coria is a paleontologist. Paleontologist is a scientist who studies fossils. He lives in Argentina, a country in South America. The bones that made him feel like a mouse were found on his first important dig. He was helping another paleontologist dig up some unusual bones that had been found in the desert of Argentina. What kind of bones were they? The two paleontologists decided to investigate. Here is them holding part of that leg bone. Oh, sorry, let me get it so you can see it. It's huge, huh? The bone turned out to belong to a kind of dinosaur that no one had known about before. The paleontologist named the dinosaur Argentinosaurus after their country. Argentinosaurus was bigger than any other dinosaur ever found. In fact, it was the biggest animal ever to walk on land. Rodolfo Coria soon began leading his own digs to find more bones from Argentinosaurus. Not all paleontologists study dinosaurs. Many study other kinds of extinct animals or plants. This is what they think that dinosaur looks like. They don't know for sure, but it's their best guess. Extinct species. Extinct means that they don't exist anymore. Woolly mammoths are extinct. The Argentinosaurus has been extinct for about 90 million years. That means there are no more of these dinosaurs living anywhere on Earth. Billions of species of plants and animals have gone extinct. In fact, most of the species that have ever lived are now extinct. The habitats on Earth are always changing. Places get hotter, colder, people cut down forests and build cities, ocean and lakes get bigger or they dry up. When its habitat changes, a species may go extinct. No one has ever seen a living Argentinosaurus walking around. Paleontologists have only found a few bones from the Argentinosaurus. How can Coria study an animal he could never observe? How does he know it was the biggest dinosaur? How does he find out what it looked like, what it ate, or how it survived? Scientists know that birds are closely related to certain kinds of extinct dinosaurs. In fact, scientists identify birds as dinosaurs. Wow. So not all dinosaurs are extinct? Because birds are dinosaurs. But the animal that we usually think of when we say dinosaurs, such as the Tyrannosaurus rex, have all been extinct for millions of years. I'm going to show you a dinosaur right now. It's my favorite animal. That's right, an ostrich. Evidence from fossils. These fossil trees were found in Argentina, where Rodolfo Coria lives and works. This leaf is a fossil. There's some shells I'm going to show you that are fossils. To learn about extinct species, paleontologists study the evidence those species left behind. They're called fossils. When plants and animals die, they leave behind parts such as bones, leaves, and shells. Sometimes these parts harden like stones and can be found as fossils millions of years later. Plants and animals also leave marks such as footprints, skin prints, feather prints, leaf prints, and claw marks. Sometimes these marks become fossils. Even droppings, poop, can become fossils. These are the fossil bones of a woolly mammoth, an egg, and feathers, and some dinosaur skin. Ooh. Look at that. It looks like a rock. Mammoth, rock, feathers, and skin. Not all fossils come from dinosaurs. Paleontologists also study fossils from extinct plants, mammals, sea creatures, and more. By studying fossils, paleontologists can make inferences about dinosaurs and other extinct species. An inference is something you figure out based on evidence. This diagram shows the skeleton of the Argentinsaurus. The orange bones are the ones that have been found. The white ones are ones that they're guessing it's how it worked. A paleontologist, Correa, is a bone expert. He can look at the shape of a bone and infer what kind of dinosaur it came from. The fossil bones that Correa was studying were from the lower leg and backbone of the Argentinsaurus. From the size and shape of the bones, Correa inferred that the Argentinsaurus was a kind of sauropod. Sauropods are dinosaurs that walked on 4 legs and had long necks. So I'm going to show you, and if you look, the orange bones are the ones that they found. All the white ones are guesses. Because Argentinsaurus was a sauropod, Correa can then infer it ate plants. All sauropods were plant eaters. Of course, no one has ever observed a sauropod eating plants. Wonder how they figured that out then. Didn't we take a look at head bones and look at teeth and infer what they ate? I'm going to show you the jawbone of a horse and another kind of sauropod, a Diplodocus, and see what you think. Boy, they look similar to me. The bottom one is the horse one. Flat teeth, looks like a longer snout so that they could get the grass, rip it. These sauropod skeletons are more complete than the Argentinsaurus. So I'm going to show you those ones. By comparing these fossils to other sauropod fossils, Correa was able to infer that the Argentinsaurus would have been 125 feet long, longer than any other fossil ever found. Argentinsaurus also had some adaptations that other sauropods didn't have. The bones in the back linked together in an unusual way to make an especially strong bridge to hold up such a long and heavy animal. Once Correa had enough evidence, he was ready to share his explanation about the fossil bones to the rest of the scientific community. The scientific community is made up of scientists around the world. They share their ideas with one another and they work together. Here's what he said. He made a claim. He claimed the fossil bones came from a species of sauropod no one had identified before, the Argentinsaurus. Then he provided a bunch of evidence to support his claim. He talked about the shape of bones, that the bones were larger than other bones ever found, and that the bones showed adaptations that are different, like how the backbones link together. New discovery. Rodolfo Coria is very careful when he digs up a fossil. A few years later, Coria had some interesting news. A fossil hunter had found more unusual bones out in the desert. They needed a paleontologist to identify them. Coria rushed to the spot to identify the bones and to look at the rest of the skeleton. He dug up a jawbone that had big, sharp, knife-like teeth. Coria could infer that these were the teeth of a what? Yup, meat eater. He could also tell that the dinosaur was another new species no one had known about before. Based on the dinosaur bones, Coria could infer that this was a theropod. These are like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Ooh, he found a new one. This new dinosaur was even bigger than the Tyrannosaurus Rex. What? It had some different adaptations. The Tyrannosaurus Rex had banana-shaped teeth that were good for crushing bones. This new one had knife-sharp teeth that would have been better for cutting off pieces of meat. Because this new dinosaur was so gigantic, Coria named it the Gigantosaurus. I'm going to show you the heads. It's very similar to the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Look at that. Tyrannosaurus Rex is the one on the bottom. Let's see what more they have to tell us. Too many bones. Another big discovery gave Coria surprising new evidence. Searching again in the desert in Argentina, he found another new species of dinosaur. He named this a Maposaurus. Maposaurus was a kind of meat-eating theropod, just like the Gigantosaurus. But it was bigger than the Tyrannosaurus Rex again. Oh my gosh, now two of them bigger. In the spot where they were digging, Coria's team uncovered too many bones to come from just one dinosaur. For example, they found one upper leg bone, then another, then a third, and parts of 6 more upper leg bones. Dinosaurs couldn't have 9 legs. So Coria inferred that he was finding bones from more than one dinosaur in the same place. From the shape of the bones, Coria could infer they were all Maposaurus bones. Coria found his team found bones from at least 9 different Maposauruses that were in one spot. He knew it was possible they died at different times and their bones just happened to end up in the same place. But he thought that was pretty unlikely. Though there were many more sauropods and other plant-eating dinosaurs around than big meat-eating ones. If the Maposaurus died at different times and just happened to be in the same spot, why weren't there other kind of dinosaurs there? I don't know. He thinks that they lived together in a group and something happened and they all died at the same time. Coria investigated and he compared the bones and found that some leg bones were smaller. Found that some teeth were smaller too. This showed that maybe there were young dinosaurs with them. He inferred that this was a group and that they lived together. Finding the bone was cool. It was big and belonged to a huge meat-eating dinosaur, but finding the second was shocking because it belonged to a teenager. I not only found a new big meat-eating dinosaur, I found a whole family. He was ecstatic about that. After studying them, his claim was that they lived in groups, and he cited all that evidence we just read as the reason. He thinks that they lived in groups and they could have hunted in groups too. Being able to hunt in groups is an adaptation. Wolves do it. I think lions, all the female lions do it. So that's interesting. Okay, well, thanks for reading this book with me. I had a great time. I'll see you again soon. Bye.